components like we have the LMS is there, live classes is there, e-content is there, student engagement, which is another very important component of online teaching is there. And finally, we have the assessment. So I will be not talking about all these components. I will directly jump to the assessment because that is the main task for today's. So we all know that it is important to have the assessment, either it's a formative assessment or at the end of the session or at the end of your activity, you're taking the assessments. But I think you will agree with me that during this COVID period, although everything was challenging, but when it comes to the assessment, that was really challenging. Even the universities, all top institutions, they are struggling that how to conduct the exams, how to assess the students. And in most of the cases, what happened that either we allowed them just for open book testing, or we just promoted the student without any assessment. But it has some sort of a reflection on the quality of the students which we are producing if we are just promoting the students. So all those big brands or companies or institutions, they are looking for that how can we effectively assess the students either while we are teaching or at the end of our session. So what I have decided that I will discuss few of the tools with you. These tools are very simple, very free to use, and very easy to learn. So you can start from day one using these tools there. Okay. Now, first thing is here because assessment can take place at any stage in our virtual learning, right? We should not wait for that at the end of the day we will conduct the test or quizzes. So it can happen at any time here. Rather, in online teaching, it is more important that whenever you are interacting with the students, there should be some element of assessment there as well. Only then they will be engaged. Otherwise, if it is one way communication only from my side and there is no involvement from the student side, so that will become bit boring there. So first, see there. Suppose I have shared the content with the students because nowadays it's a trend because of we have to share number of resources with the students at the remote areas. So, and one important observation which I made that now we have started sharing the number of websites, blogs, and articles with the students so that they can read. Although we are also preparing, we are also working on developing the e-content. But as far as the frequency of sharing of online content is concerned, so it has increased manyfold. We just share the URL of a website, share the URL of a video with the student, then ask them to watch it or to read it. But the major problem, the major challenge which all of us are facing, the moment I will share any website or any video with the students, so I have no idea that whether they are reading that material or not, whether they are watching that video or not, right? Even if they are watching it, whether they are watching it seriously or not. So these are the basic concerns when we are sharing the e-content with the students, right? Otherwise, if the student is there sitting in my class and we are face to face, so immediately we detect that okay, if student is he's physically present, not mentally present in my class. So we used to ask the question so that we alert him and student remains serious in the class. But in the offline scenario, it's at a distance place. So we have no check on the students that whether they are reading, whether they're watching the videos or not. So the very first tool that I will discuss with you, it is we will make sure that whenever I'm sharing any link with the students, whether they are reading this link seriously or not. So this is the purpose of this tool. That tool is quite popular and widely used by the educator, especially when we are sharing the online content. It's called Insert Learning. So I will demonstrate it from scratch that how to use this tool Insert Learning. What is the basic purpose of this tool? You take any website, you take any URL, you will be able to embed whatever you want from your side. For example, you want to insert your own video in that very web page, you can insert it. If you want to add any assessment component to that website, you can add at your own end. No, I know the moment I'm saying that you can edit the website, you can insert something in the website. Many people they start thinking that it's not possible for us to edit the website. We are not that tech savvy. So how can we insert the question in a website? How can I insert the video in a website? That too belongs to the another person, not to yours. But you don't worry about this one. I think nowadays tools are so user friendly. If you know how to copy, how to paste, and how to drag and drop, then nothing is impossible in this e-learning, right? It's only these things are required. You have to you know how to copy paste and how to drag and drop. That's all, and you can learn any tool with the practice. But without talking much about this one, let me directly go to how to work on this insert learning. Sir, I have just changed my screen. Just confirm whether it's visible because sometimes only PPT is
Yes,
visible.
sir. Yes, it is
Yes, sir.
visible.
Thank you.
Visible.
Thank you. Now you see here at the top what is this insert learning actually? Now insert learning is just a Chrome extension. I think more than 80% of user they are using the Chrome. So that is why I have taken the Chrome only. You can see I have very tiny icons are there in my browser. So all these are extensions used for different purposes, not for education purpose, just to increase our day-to-day productivity. We have installed these extensions in the Chrome. And insert learning is one of the extensions that we can use for this purpose to edit a website. So if you have no idea about how to install these extensions, so it's very simple. You have to simply visit a Chrome store. Chrome store is a place where you can search for n number of extensions that can be used for to enhance the productivity of our website. Number of extensions are there. These are very small applications. You just install and you can start working on these one. So for example, here we are searching for, you see here we have this option here, search for the store. So simply search for an relevant extension. For example, we are searching here, insert learning extension here. So it will show me, let me just click it here, insert learning. Okay. And you will see the search result for the extensions here. And in your case, you will see one icon here. You will see add to the Chrome. You will see the icon in your case because this is you can say extension which I'm looking for. You have to just click on that add to Chrome, and this extension will be added to the Chrome. That is so simple. And there are many more extensions from the education point of view. You can explore those extensions later on. But presently, we are focusing on this insert learning, right? So you see the moment you install it, you will see this icon here that we have this insert learning icon is there. That means we are ready to go ahead with this very extension. Now let us proceed further to see that how to use it. For example, I read one article on the net. Let's say it's related to the YouTube marketing, right? So, and I found this article very useful, and immediately I thought that I will share this article with my students so that they can get benefit from this article. So now, as usual, I said one way you just copy this URL and share it with the students, and there is no guarantee whether they will read it or not, or I think you can't have any check on this one. But we want to convert this page to a learnable page. The moment I'm saying we want to convert it to the learnable page, that means now from my teacher side I want to add, because this page when originally it was not written from the teaching point of view. The purpose was just to share the knowledge, but now we have to convert this page so that it looked like that it's a reading material or it's a teaching material with us. Okay, so just we have to open the website which we want to share. Before sharing the website, what you have to do, you see you have to just press on this icon, this extension you have to just press on. Let me just press on this icon or extension, and you see here few of the options will appear here on this side. Now you see, the moment I pressed on that icon, there are few of the options that are added to this page. These options will only be added if you have added the extension and you have pressed on that extension, right? Now see here, let me show you what I can do with these extensions, what I can make or what I can add to this page. So although our purpose is for the assessment, but let me briefly show you what else we can add to the page. For example, your students are so smart. If you will start sharing the material in this way, what will happen? They will say that, okay, our teacher is not working hard. He is just copying the URL and sharing with us. Then why should we pay the attention? But now here I want my presence in the page itself. My presence in means, can I add something from my side in this page? Definitely, yes, you can add anything from your side in this page. For example, you can ask them to write few of the lines, but let me show you. First, you see, I want to add something here. For example, this is a paragraph and I found now I should add something from my side to make it more personalized so that my students feel that my teacher is also adding value to this page. So to add something, you have to do, click on this insert sticky note. See here, we have this small icon here, insert sticky note. The moment you will click on this one, and here after which paragraph you want to insert, click on that paragraph. Now see here, a space to add something from your side is automatically created. And what you can see, you can just type here from your side, and now same thing will be visible to your students. And it means your student will appreciate that you are assisting him or her to understand the content. You can share your own reflections, opinions by typing in this one. Not only this one, if you will go to the next level, for example, I say typing is difficult for me. I want to be present in this page in the form of video. Now, in the first go, it seems to be very difficult. How do I insert the video? Where should I record the videos, right? So, okay, now I will show you that how to do it. Video can be anything. You speak for 2 to 3 minutes only. You can add the video to this one. But first, let me switch off my video so that it is easy for me to insert the video because camera cannot be used for 2 times. Okay, so after here, I want to add, yes, I want to add the video after this paragraph. Click on this sticky note and select this one. Now space is ready, but now this time you see here we have small icon for this video, and click on this video icon. Click on this video icon, and you see आपने कुछ नहीं करना, nothing. One camera will automatically open up, and you have to just start recording what you want to speak here. For example, I will just press this recording button. Now, whatever I'm speaking here, it is part of the video. You can explain the concept, you can explain, you can add anything to the page from your side. And once the work is done, press on the stop button. Now, whatever I'm speaking here, it is and click on this use video. Click on this use video and see what will happen. Now, this video in itself is a part of that page, part of that, you can say, web resources which you are sharing here. So now student will be very happy. They will be very happy to see that, okay, my teacher is with me. He is teaching, he is explaining me to understand it better. So this is another use of insert learning. But let's come to the point, because let's come to the point here. Now we have added everything from our side in the form of text or in the form of okay, someone is unmuted. Can you request? Okay. Can 8A Vasudhagar mute yourself? Okay. So now let's come to this point. Can I insert the assessment in this page as well? Because we want that when they are reading, they should also seriously read it and they should attempt few of the questions as well. Sir, can you mute someone?
I muted, sir. I muted.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so here, let's see what is the process of inserting the question in this one. This is what I'm saying, that it's not that we will wait for our end term, then we will give the quiz or something else. But here it is important, assess them whether they are reading it or not. Now see, from the same panel which we have because of this insert learning, you see we have this question icon is there, insert question. You have to click on this insert question and decide the place where you want to insert the question. For example, here I want to insert one question because they have gone through the paragraph. Now it's time to ask the question to them. Click on this paragraph, and now see here, the place is space is automatically created to insert the question. You can insert both of the question, open-ended question you can insert, as well as MCQs you can insert. For example, here I want to insert the MCQs. This is a simple question. I'm just dummy question. I'm just adding here. For example, how many days are there in a week? So click on this create option, because first we have to create the question, then we will insert the options. Click on this create option. My question is ready here, but type your first option here. Now let's say it's my first option, press enter. This is my second option, press enter, third option, and the last option, or in any number of options you can insert here. Right? So we have 4 options here, but correct option is not there. Let me insert the correct option and mark it the correct option, because it will be self-evaluated. You will see at the back end that how many student or which student is answering it correctly or not. That record will be kept at the back end. So this way we can insert the question here anywhere, open-ended question, or you can say multiple type questions. At any place you can insert it. So once these things are done, not only this one, you can also initiate a discussion question. If you want to initiate a discussion on this very topic, then you can just click on this discussion and see where you want to insert a discussion type here. Now create your discussion question. This is your discussion question. Just type it here and click on this create button. Now the student will type, they will post something here, whatever you have asked, and others will reply. They will reflect upon this one, and there will be discussion on this page. That way you will be able to engage the students more. But now question comes, how do I share it with the student? Will it work if I will share the link with the students? No, that way it will not work. If you want to share this link with the students, so what you have to do, now see, click here. You have to assign this page to the students. There can be 2 possibilities. Your students are either on Google Classroom, or they are on Microsoft Team, or they are not anywhere, right? There are 3 possibilities. Google Classroom के ऊपर हो सकते हैं, Microsoft Team, और आपने कोई LMS नहीं use किया. So in all 3 cases, it is possible that you can share this page with the students. Click here, assign this one. Now see here, it will automatically pick that how many classes you have. Either you can share it with the Google Classroom, so it will detect the class from there, share it with the entire class, or with the Microsoft Team, or you can just generate a link and share this link with the students. But how do I know that which student is attempting the correct or giving me the wrong answer? If you are sharing it with the Google Classroom, fine, you will see the scores there. But if you are not on any LMS, for example, you are not using Google Classroom or Microsoft Team, then what should I do? Then this case, you have facility to create the class here as well. You can create a new class within the insert learning. New class, yes, it will take you to the website of insert learning, and you have to just give the name of that class which is there and click on this create button. And what will happen? It will create a class, and you have to share the code of that class. For example, this is the class that we shared, we have just created, and just share this code with the students and ask them to visit this website, insertlearning.sign up, and they have to enter this code, and they will be the part of this insert learning. And you will be able to see the record of their, how many students are there, how many correct questions are there. Because here, so see here on this website, you have your lessons, you have the grades. You can check for every class which you have created, that what are the grades, how many questions they are attempting correctly or not, right? And what are my classes available here. So that way you can use the website of insert learning. So this is very simple tool. Just you need to install only Insert Learning. You will create the account there, go with the Gmail ID only, and open any web page. Just press on this Insert Learning, and you are ready to use, convert that page in a learnable page. Right? So this is about Insert Learning. This it means in the text we can insert our assessment. But now the second question that comes again, we rely on most of the times on the videos, right? We do share the videos with our students. So, but problem there that okay, again we have no idea, we have no clue whether they are watching it or not. Even if they are watching it, whether they are understanding what concept I'm explaining there or not. So I think teachers have very uh, common weapon that whenever you want to see, ask the question to the students, right? You want to check it whether I am effective or not, whether student is attentive or not. So you have to ask the question. But problem comes here when we share the videos. Then how do I ask the question? It is at the, they are watching at the distance places, right? So we have no face to face interaction. How can I ask this question live there? But don't worry, if you have any video either created by you yourself or any video which you want to use from the YouTube that you want to share with the students, with this tool, with this Edpuzzle tool, you can easily insert the questions in that video. What will happen? The video will automatically stop there. The question will pop up. Students have to answer that question, maybe right or wrong. They have to answer this. Only then they will proceed further. So it will create some sort of curiosity amongst the students as well, that I have to give the correct answer because that will be evaluated. It's linked to my assessment as well. So they will looking for that, okay, there are three questions. Let's watch these videos seriously because the question is from the video itself, right? So let us see what is the process. Again, as I said, it's very simple process. You need not to be very technical person to insert the question. Any layman can insert the question in the video. So let's start this process, understand this one. So for this purpose, you have to create or you have to visit a website called edpuzzle.com. Don't worry, I will share the links with you, or somebody can share the link if you are visiting this website right now. It's a edpuzzle.com. Right? So initially it will ask you to create an account on Edpuzzle, but I have already created an account on Edpuzzle. So it will take me here. It will take me straight way to the interface of Edpuzzle. Right? Okay, now here you see always you will work here under my content, but you see there are so many options are there, what to use, which to use. But don't worry, it is the case of every software, but the moment we start using it, so everything is easy for us. Yeah, but I will show you one by one that what are various options here that we can easily use. So now see here, you have to work under my content here. After you, once you will create the account there. Okay, just see at my content, nothing is there, right? Because I haven't used any video as of now for this account to insert the questions. So as I said, there are two options available. So you have to either, it is your own video, you have recorded the video, now you want to insert the question, or second option can be there, you are using the any YouTube video or any third party video, then how to insert the questions in those videos. First, very simple, if let us say you have any video and that video is there on your desktop, simply you have to attach that video from here. You have to add that video. For example, let me click on this add content. You have to just upload the video. Obviously you might have saved that video somewhere on your desktop or pen drive. Click on this upload video and simply choose the file where that file is. So I think from here it's very clear. So anywhere wherever the file is saved, so what you have to do, you have to simply add that file here. Let me just show you. For example, this is the video which I want to attach. Select that video and simply click on this open button. It will attach this video here. Your video will come here, but I'm not attaching right now because it will take some time to upload it, because it has to make so many editing there. So we don't want to waste the time. But I will show you the next part. What will happen when you will upload the video? This video will exactly be visible here, right? So, and you have to start the next step from here. But let's say bring one video here by using the second method. Second method is here that you are using any third party video, maybe from YouTube or Khan Academy or any National Geographic. You see here, we have number of channels here. We can use the videos from these channels. All these are education related videos and we can use any video from these channels. So we have our favorite one, that is the YouTube. So let me click on this YouTube and search for the video here. Any video. Let us say I'm searching for video digital marketing, right? So it will show you the videos here at the bottom. Okay. For example, now what you have to do here, for example, I like this video and I want to share this video with the students, right? So what you have to do, you notice here, just at the bottom of every video, there is a checkbox. Every video, there is a checkbox. So what you have to do, just click on this checkbox. The moment you click on this checkbox, you see here at the bottom, we have something here. You have this edit, copy and unselect. So we need not to edit it right now. We have to simply click on this copy button. Copy means this video will go to my content, right? If I see here, what will happen if I'm just showing you, you see here, click on any video and you see we have three options here and you have to use this copy option here. The moment you will click on this copy option, so it will be copied to the my content here. Let us see whether it is there. Click on this copy and now let us see under my content whether this video is copied there or not. Click on this my content. Now see here. Earlier we were here when no content was visible, but now we have copied one video here and now we are ready to start with the next process. So again, you will see the checkbox here. Click on this checkbox once video is under my content. Now this time we will use this edit button. Now because now actually we are going to insert the questions here. Click on this edit button and yes, now here you can edit the video and you see here we have option here questions. Click on this question and it will be now ready for editing purpose and I will be able to insert the questions. So we have to take one fundamental decision here where I will insert the question, because this is a timeline you can see here. So you see here, wherever you want to insert the question, you have to take this pointer there. Let us say after 1 minute, after 2 minutes,
Digital
you see
marketing
it.
is the promotion of products or brands.
For example, I want to insert this question here
And what others say.
and stop here, because I know that in the video one concept is explained. Let us test our students. So take this timeline or a pointer here, and from right hand side you have these options. You can insert the open-ended question and you can insert the multiple choice questions as. But let's insert the multiple type question here. Click on this multiple choice question. Simply you have to type your question and give the options. Again, I'm typing the same question. Then this is my question. Here my options are there. This is my first option. This is my second option. You can add few more options here. This is my third option and this is my fifth option. Let us see. Again, I forget to give the correct option. Let me give the correct option here. And which option will be the correct option? You have to tick this one. Select this one. You feel to tick icon is there. Click on this one. Now we'll see it is the correct option, so that you can record it at the back end. You can check it, how many students are giving me the correct answer. And simply click on this save button. Click on this save button and see my question is inserted. This is the indication. This droplet is an indication that my question is inserted here. And what will happen whenever my video will reach here, when the students will play, my video will stop here and one question will appear. And now see what will happen.
In fact, consumers are.
Now see, video automatically stop and question is there at the side and they have to mark the question, mark the correct option for this one. And at any stage you want to change the position of the question, you can always drag and drop this droplet that where the question will appear. So this way you can insert 2, 3, 4 questions which you think are appropriate. And then once you insert all the questions in the video, then click on this finish button. Click on this finish button and all the questions will be added to the video, right? And again, you need not to do anything here. Simply go to the content because now we have to share this video with the students. See, I'm here back in my content here. Go to my content. This is the video which we have just added, and it will show me that how many questions are there or not. So simply again check on this box, and this time we will go with the assign option because questions are already there. We have added one question. Now we have to assign it to the students. So click on this assign button, and that's all. If you are on Google Classroom or you have already created the class in this one, so you can assign to that particular class. And the creation of class is again very simple. If you, let us say you are not on this one at puzzle, you are totally new to this one, no class is there, then simply click on this add new class. Click on this add new class. So see here, you have two options. You can create a new class here, or you can connect it with the LMS. LMS here means Google Classroom. You can directly connect it with the Google Classroom. This video will go to the student directly. If you are not on Google Classroom, simply create a new class here, right? Same process, you will create the class, one code will be generated. You have to share that code with the students, and then they will be right there in this one. And not only this one, you can also make it a time bound. You can make it an assignment, that what is the starting date and what is the due date for this assignment, by which time you want your students to watch this video. You can assign that date from here, right? Click on the save button, and to see here my date is also added. And another important question here, or important point here, that your students won't be able to skip anything. They have to watch this video. It will give me more surety that yes, they are watching my videos. And moreover, they won't be able to, you can say, open any tab. Let me show you. If I'm just playing this video here, if I will open any new tab here in the browser, so video will automatically stop. Video will not play in the second open tab here, because most of the time student, what they do, just to show to the teacher that we are watching the video, they open the video in one tab and they start working in another tab, their personal work or anything else there. But here it's clear, the moment they open the new tab, the video in this tab will automatically stop. It means they have to be on this tab if they want to watch the video. So they will seriously watch it because the questions are there. The questions are linked to their assessment and they have to answer those questions. So we haven't left any scope that they will not watch it. They will not watch it seriously. They can't skip it. They can't open the new tab. They have to watch this video, and because it is linked with the assessment. So this is the third tool, the second tool that I wanted to discuss with you. Okay, we have another, let's say this was related to the content-based assessment where you insert the assessment component in the content itself. But now let's say you are there at the end of the semester, or you have already taught 3 to 4 classes. Now you want to organize a full-fledged quiz for the students. Full-fledged quiz for the students. Then we have these very popular platforms. One is a Google Form, which is quite simple. I think most of you might be using this one. But I'm introducing this tool here, which is very interactive, very engaging. Because in the Google Form, what is the limitation? You can't set the time for the Google Form. You share it, so it's up to them whenever they want to finish it, right? You can't set the time for individual question that they have to attempt it in 30 seconds or 1 minute. You can't set here in the Google Form. And Google Form, moreover, it's not that engaging. But this is a tool which is quite engaging. You can set you can set the timer for this one. So let's see. First, I want you to look at this tool because I have created a simple quiz for you, which is very basic one. So what you have to do, let me go to the quizzes.com. I will share the link for this one. Quizzes.com. Spelling are not the quizzes. It's a different one. Quizzes.com. So let me just go to this tool. Here it's a full-fledged quiz you want to run for your students. Now what I will do, firstly, I will show you because we have 10 minutes. So five minutes you will play with the quiz, and then 5 minutes I will explain how to create it, because that is very simple. Now onwards, whatever I'm doing, you need not to follow it. I will come back and I will show you that how to create the quiz in this one. But first, what you have to do, you have to simply let me see. I will share the link here in the chat window here, or you can simply what you, if you are on laptop, it would be good at least 2 to 5 or 5 to 6 participants. If they participate in this one, just visit this website, joinmyquiz.com. Same way you have to ask to your students, okay, visit this website, joinmyquiz.com, and it will ask you to enter the code, and you have to enter this code. It is possible on laptop, it is possible on mobile app. You can or in the mobile browser you can open it, right? So I want that if there are 4 to 5 participants, they can just click on this one, joinmyquiz.com, and use this code, right? Let me see whether I'm able to post here it in the chat box. Then I will post there. Now I want the participants from your side, right? Now a link I have shared it in the chat box. I'm also sharing the code here. Okay, code I can't. Okay, it's already copied. Let me share the code here. Okay, no, it's not getting. But you can use it from here. So if you can, I will wait for 1 minute only, because otherwise I will proceed further. Because it may depend that okay, somebody may be joining from the mobile phone only, not possible for him to join this quiz, right? If somebody is there on laptop, so I will appreciate if you join this quiz and enter this code there, and then try to be here on this one, because I want, and another, it's not your assessment because sometimes the participants they don't join that okay, you are going to assess us. It's not an assessment, they're very basic question कि एक महीने में कितने दिन होते हैं, ठीक है, इंडिया की कैपिटल कौन सी है, क्वेश्चंस like that one. Okay, so I will wait just for 1 minute, not more than that, otherwise I will simply go to how to create it. Okay, now I'm happy to see that we have one participant, Amandeep is there. So I'm expecting few more participants so that I can really show you that how does it work at the student end, because student will enjoy this quiz when they will participate in this quiz. Okay, hurry up, please. Join this. We are not having much time because only 10 minutes are with us. So if you can participate in this one. Okay, we have two. So even if one more participant will be there, so we would be able to start it. Right? Otherwise, I will start with the two. You can join in the meantime. Because you can join the moment I will start it here, not an issue. Okay, so we have 3 participants, others can join when this quiz will be there. So I'm just starting this quiz. What will happen at your end, you will be able to see the question, right? And you have to answer and proceed further and see, and I will show you, and those who are not participating in this one, they can look at my screen that as a teacher, how this screen will look like to you, how every detail will be coming to you. So I'm just starting this quiz here. So all these 3 or 4 participants, they will be able to see their first question. And here it's the tracking record at my end. So, okay, let me just end this quiz. Okay, let her finish, Nitika. Okay, although everybody answered it correctly, but it matters how quickly and how fast you are responding back to the quiz. So, and see here how much detail is coming with me when students are participating in this one. You will see which student, how many correct answers, every detail, and how quickly they have answered. You can even look at your question, the difficulty level of the question, that what is the score for each of the question, that you can also check from this one. Not only this one, you can even download the results in the Excel format. Even for your assessment purpose or other purpose, you can download the results there. Every detail related to your marks student, that will be there. So it's quite engaging from the student point of view. But now let's come to the point that how to create it, how to create such quiz. It's very simple process is there. The way we are creating it in any other platform, it is that way. So you have to simply go to this quizzes.com, right? Go to quizzes.com, and you will see this option. Of course, you have to create an account there, right? You have to create an account there. So you will land on this page after account creation. So click on this create option. Yes, you want to create a quiz here. Click on this quiz option and give the name to this one. I'm just giving its demo quiz here. Randomly select any topic or field. Click on this next button. And now see here, we can create multiple type questions, check boxes, fill in the blanks. We can also run the poll, open-ended question, and we can also use the slide option here. But we will not talk about this one. So simple process. You want to create a multiple type question. Click on this one, multiple type question, and you type the question here. Type your question here. Save my question. Any question. You type the question here and then insert the correct options here. Not a correct, all the options here. All options here. And simply click on this correct option. And if you want to give the detailed explanation that why these options are wrong, why this option is correct, you can always give the detailed explanation here. But although it's a paid one, you can decide later on. And here, not only this text based, you can also insert the image based, video, audio based. But for example, you want to show any video, then you want to ask the question, what this video is there, what is going all about. Or you want to insert any mathematical equations, mathematical functions, you can use these mathematical equations from here in the question as well as in the answer. Or images you can use in the answer question as well. And this is the time where you can see, you will not find it in the Google form. You can set the timer for each of the question depending upon the difficulty level of the question. You just set the time here for every question differently, right? And click on this save button. Now my first question is saved here with the correct option. Same way, you see what will be the next option. That way you can also select the option multiple type question. Again, type the second question here, give the options, and select the correct option and click on the save button. That's all. Okay? My second question is also ready. Now I have to simply publish this one, or you can just insert, click after you will complete this quiz. You have to just click on this add image so that you can remember it later on. You can easily identify that what sort of you can say. Just let me just add one image here. Then basic detail, which class, it's a university to university. Now this is very important. This is very important. Don't make it public. If you will make it public, your student will search even before you, right? They will search even before you. Yes, always make it a private. Make it private so that nobody can access it. Nobody can search this quiz on this platform, right? And click on this save button. Let me just enter these few more options here. Done. And click on this publish button, or you need not to even publish. My quiz is saved here. So what you have to do when you want to run this quiz, so again you are on dashboard, so you can search your quiz in the library, my library. You see here all your quizzes which are created by you, they will be there in my library. At any time you can start these quizzes from here. Let us say this is the quiz that we have just created. Click anywhere and it will open the detail that what questions, what options are there. What do you have to do? You have to simply, let me just, you can simply run it. Let me just finishing the editing here. I think it's asking about that one only. Okay. My quiz is saved. Let me show you, go back. Okay. When you will search it from the library, you will see start the live quiz. At any time in future you want to see, you want to launch it, click on this start a live quiz, click on this classic option. So these are a self-explanatory option. Don't worry about this one, and simply click on this continue, and you will be there on the same page from where I started. You simply ask your student to visit that link, join my quiz, and it will take you the code, and your students will be able to do it. But because of low connectivity, it's not showing me, but it will upload. It will just start this quiz here only. Link to join the quiz as well as code to join the quiz. Let me see why it's not showing me. Last. Okay, we have still 1 or 2 minutes. If you have any question on these tools, then you are most welcome. Although the time was quite limited, but let me once again try this one, whether that code is appearing. Anyhow, you try at your own end. At the last moment, you will be able to see that code here. This like this one. You ask your student to visit this website, enter this code. When you see number of students have entered here, it will show them their names as well. Simply you have to press on this start button. When you will press on start button, the quiz will be available for that period only, right? So immediately they have to answer because the time pressure will be there. So if they know there is no scope for cheating as well, right? Because time is so small, less, that they have to answer it. So that way they will not be even you can say cheated. So this is all from my side, but if there are any questions, because I would have discussed few more tools and more things, but because of 60 minutes only, right? So I could only discuss 2 or 3 tools, but these are very useful from assessment point of view. Just give a try to these tools, try to use it with the students. So definitely they will enjoy, they will be engaged in your virtual learning. So, okay, any question you can, I don't know. Okay, sir, it's back to you, right? It's you. If any question is there in the chat box, or you allow them to post the question in the chat box, or they can unmute themselves, then I'm here. Otherwise, from my side, thank you so much. Right?
Okay, thank you, sir. Well, we are listening to the eminent speaker of the day, Dr. Tejinder Pal Singh, delineating with the topic ICT tools for assessment. Sir has rightly said that in this rapid changing world, the computer-based networking system has provided the present-day teacher with the choice of modern tools to deliver the good in the classroom and end the instruction boundaries. It even helped the students to accept more responsibility for their learning and its assessment, developing expertise in the process. Sir told us about the methodology to insert the assessment in video-based content. He acquainted us with the various sites like Edpuzzle and quizzes.com. Sir, thank you very much for your excellent presentation today. You managed to deliver the sobering information in an upbeat and professional manner. Sir, we look forward to listen to you in the future also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Now I request Dr. Paramveer sir to present the vote of thanks to the resource person of the day.
Thank you, Sarana. Thank you. And ignited mind is the most powerful weapon on the earth, above the earth, and under the earth. And this is God through education. And ICT tools are very helpful to make the teaching learning process an effective task for the teachers and students. A very good afternoon to everyone present here. At first, I would like to thank our principal, Dr. Rajvinder Kaur, and the entire organizing committee for giving me the opportunity on the behalf of Dev Samaj College of Education for Women, Firozpur City, the entire managing committee, principal and faculty deem it a great honor and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks to the eminent resource person of today's session, Dr. Tajinder Pal Singh, Associate Professor, University Business School, Punjab University, Chandigarh, on the very attention-catching topic, ICT tools for assessment. The information which was given by today's resource person was an interesting and inspiring one. Sir, my words are not sufficient to you for your valuable time for a beneficial cause. The interaction with the participants was really outstanding. So thank you. Thank you again, sir, for your precious time and giving your informative information to our audience in very effective way. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It was my pleasure to be part of this activity. Thank you so much.
Now this is the time for the second session of the day. I am profusely elated to take an opportunity to introduce to you our second distinguished resource person of the day, Dr. Vijay Kumar Chichi. He is professor and head Department of Education, Lovely Professional University, Phagwara. He is double MA, MEd, UGC NET, JRF qualified, PhD education. He is having experience of 19 years of teaching as senior lecturer, associate professor and professor, and administrative experience of 17 years as vice principal, COD, HOD. He has developed and standardized 4 and validated 10 research tools. He has guided 56 MEd students, 3 MPhil students, and many MEd students, and is even guiding PhD students. His 5 PhD students have already been awarded PhD degrees due to his able guidance, under his able guidance. He has got 3 books published. He has worked as keynote speaker, resource person, chaired the session in international, national, state level seminars, conferences, and workshops, and has even organized many seminars, workshops, and conferences. He has got published near 102 papers in the edited books. He has membership in Global Education Research Association, Indian Psychometrics and Educational Research Association, Indian Science Congress Association. Sir, we are indeed very grateful to you for graciously and readily accepting our invitation. Welcome, sir. So sir, now I hand over the session to you.
Thank you, Dr. Rajni, for giving the so nice introduction about me. Today, we are going to talk about the web resources in teaching and learning. So, not taking much time, I would start with my presentation. I think my screen is visible.
Visible, sir, visible. Very much.
Thank you. Thank you. So we are going to talk about the web resources for teaching and learning. Now, in this 21st century, mostly we are going into a situation where our role is changing day by day. And in this pandemic, whatever we want to adapt, we have been made to adapt to those situations. So it is more likely that in the times to come, we have to be more oriented, more technically savvy on these aspects of using different kind of resources that are available on the web platform. And in order to also to make our teaching more effective, more interesting, we had to use these resources, because it is either, if we talk about just the sharing of knowledge, or I talk about the preparation of the resource materials or the PowerPoint presentations, if we want to make it more lively, more related to the real life, we had to use the resources that are available. There is a saying these days that the bombardment of the information that has happened in this generation was far, far ahead of the things that had happened in the with the previous generations. And the next generation that is going to come up is also going to have much more bombardment of the information and technology. And as a result of that, the things that has changed in the teaching learning environment is such that we are having the situation that whatever I used to do in our age of 18 years, the child of today at 10 is already aware of all those things. So as a result of that, when that child, which is already playing with the mobile, with the laptop, he is having so much of information already with him. When he comes into the classroom, he has already gone through the Baiju platform, he has already scrolled through the Google, he has seen his book, and he's coming into the classroom with attitude that he is already bored with the information. So as a result of that, we need to incorporate in our learning and teaching process the things which can make ourselves effective in the classroom. That is the one point I want to make. Secondly, in this world of connectedness, the resources at the web platform are available, which can help our connectivity much more better. And it is not just an individual. I as a teacher need to work on one single teaching material. I can take the help of many more, and I can collaborate with them to improve the content that we prepare, to improve the things that we want to deliver and share with our students, or as with the research and the teaching community. So this is the context with which I had prepared this presentation. I am going to share with you some of the resources that are readily available on the websites, and we can use them in order to make ourselves more effective in as a teacher, also as well as a learner. So starting with the presentation, I am putting before you the change in situation that has come up. We are looking into this situation of teacher-centered classroom, but we need to change ourselves what we can think of in terms of making the inspiration to these faces. And if we are able to make the connectedness, and that is only possible with the help of these teaching learning resources. The child is not coming to the class with just a notion that he is learning. He is just coming because that is a formal place wherein he have to come. And there is a attendance issue, there is a parental aspirations, as a result of which we are finding the child in the school. Otherwise, no child want to come to school. And even this trend of homeschooling that is coming up is just because of this reason. So as a result of the phenomena, we need to choose, we need to collaborate, we need to communicate effectively, and we have to talk to these children in terms of critical thinking, and we have to make them creative. So when we talk of these essential skills which we want in our children, it is utmost necessity that we first ourselves look into all these things, okay, that how we can generate or how we can inculcate these skills in ourselves. So we are shifting the scenario and we are finding in ourselves into this situation, okay, that when we were in earlier civilization, we are not as much developed as we are. We were we used to do everything. Even for food we are collaborating, and there used to be situations that every time when this group of hunters used to go for hunt, they are successful, and sometimes they are not also. So when they are not successful, do they just stop at that? No, they try to again think, they again try to plan, and again they collaborate, design, and always try to find out the new creative ways in which they can get their food. Now this perspective is inbuilt in us, is in genuinely within us, okay, that we have the tendency to critically think, we have the tendency to choose, we have the tendency to collaborate, and we have the tendency to create. So when we have all these things, why there is a problem? The problem is basically in the processes that we do not want to adapt. We are not looking into the situation that how we can improve. We are looking into more and more aspects that how not to share whatever knowledge I had, whatever knowledge or skills I had. I am trying to have that knowledge with me only. I am not trying to share that knowledge with others. I am not looking into the situation that sharing makes my mind more functional in those concept areas. I do not go into the situation that sharing of skills makes me more proficient when I demonstrate those skills again and again. Now, these kind of things require that we need to focus again ourselves to become the learners. And we as teachers are going to change from teacher centered methodologies where we are just sharing the knowledge instead of becoming one among them, to feel like that as a leader I had to take these children along, and there is no difference between me and them. It is just I have to be humble, and I have to think like, yes, I one among them, I am just little having more knowledge than them. And as a result of that, we as teacher and the children are going to collaborate and are going to see together what we can learn in this time. So we need to situate things that where we are philosophically talking about that our teachers need to be the guides, they need to be the mentors, and they have the playing role as inspiring the young minds. So those roles can only be possible. This technology has made those things are uh, embedded on us. That this technology is making us more and more thoughtful in using those uh, tools in our teaching. So if I talk about in the words of the Plutarch, sorry, it is said that mind is not a vessel. We are not inspiring the child, we are not making them self-sufficient, we are not making their thinking critical. We are just asking them to have this knowledge, have that knowledge, have that skill, and as a result we are not igniting them. So Plutarch has said that if we want to have the leaders of tomorrow, we need to ignite them. And that is the one important notion which this 21st century also wants from us. And again, in the words of Albert Einstein, also that we need to train the mind to the next level. And that is possible because only then the 21st century will be of India. Otherwise, it will be of somebody other nation which is going to work on these areas. So these skills we have to work upon. We have to take these skills among ourselves, imbibe them inculcate them, and the same things are going to be seen by the children, and as a result they are going to work on these. Now this is the kind of a platform we need to change in our classrooms. We need to allow the children to move. This can only be possible when we are going to move from the scenario of teacher-centeredness to the learner-centeredness. So that type of scenario we need to work. That type of scenario we have to incorporate in our classrooms in order to make the things learning in a better way in the form of collaboration. So we expect that all the teachers, those who come into the field, those who want to become the teachers of 21st century, must have go for these two loves: the love for the kids and the love for the subject. If they have this thing, they are going to definitely work in that direction, where they will be using the web resources in a much efficient manner, wherein they will be looking into the situation that they can be working in the situation of the web resources for teaching and learning. So taking this topic into consideration, now sharing with you some of the things which we need to do. Now, firstly, I would like to talk about the blogs. Now, blogs are one of the phenomena which we can incorporate in our evaluations, which we can incorporate in our day-to-day routines. Earlier, we used to make the child write something, right, in terms of assignments. But today, the children are not writing, they are just copying from the books or the other sources. So blog is one of the situation wherein you are asking them to write something original, where you are asking them to create something original which they can share on their platform. And as a result of these blogs, which they can write on their interests, that will be helping them to create something which is unique and which is coming out from their within. So there are numerous blog platforms are available which we can use for the teaching learning process, which can incorporate. And this is the platform where when you are asking the child that this is a platform from where you can write something and that can be seen by anyone around the world. So this child is also very cautious that whatever I will be writing, it should not be copied. And if the ability of the child becomes to that level that he writes regularly, and he reads and writes, he reads and writes, he reads and writes on some topics, so that will help him to evolve as a knowledge thinker, and that will be automatically leading to a situation of creating the knowledge, and that we are expecting from our students. Now, WordPress is one of the major platform which is generally being used by the professionals for blogging. Now, similarly, we have the Edu blogs also, which is specifically related to the education. Then we have the second important concept that I would like to discuss with you is the Google Classroom. Now, in this pandemic, most of the schools have started using the Google Meet. Those who were not using the Google Meet, they were using the Zoom, or they were using the Microsoft meetings for conducting of their classes. And as a result of them, they have the usage of the technology has not been optimum. Now, how this thing has been done is basically when those all things can be incorporated into the Google Classroom, wherein you can have a quiz conducted, where you can have the assignments being shared, where you can share your resources with the students, where the students can raise their doubts, where they can talk among themselves, and they can also participate in the collaborative activities. Now, this part is missing. We can create a classroom which will be useful in terms of sharing the things with the children. Now, this important aspect of just using the Google Meet could have been more better in using the learning platform. There is interconnectivity of with the children. There is a everything is possible. It is not just the sharing of the materials or conducting the class. We are going just like in the regular classroom, that we are sharing with them assignments, we are sharing with them the tests, and we are conducting those tests online. So that is all, everything is possible with respect to that. It is just that a matter of that you can create a class, and you can invite your students, and you can have a regular session attached to the calendar, and it is just like a timetable working in the real life. So this is the one of the example of the classes that have been conducted in our university, in order to for the B.Ed students, where we are talking with them on different tests on the classrooms, or the quizzes are being conducted and like that. The second thing is the Edmodo. The Edmodo is a group of a website wherein the students and teachers are also again work like as a group, and that group is going to work upon in again in terms of the collaborative ways, wherein the interaction is possible. And this is a platform which is again not much used or not much being thought about, because we are still not in the situation wherein we are looking into more and more resources which are coming up on daily basis in the on the web platform. So we are coming up with new things, but this is again is a good platform for usage in the classroom scenarios. Then the third is the Moodle. Now Moodle is again a platform wherein we are using lot many items which are there in the online space, and which is we are going to use for different purposes. I want to show one video to you related to this. So Moodle is again the another platform where we can use. The Skype is the communication tool which we are using today. There, though we have a lot of the other platforms, we are using the WeChat, we are using the WhatsApp to have the video calls, but still there is one problem with them, that we are not able to communicate with the people, those who are not knowing our language. And language has always been the medium of communicating with different people. And if we want to really understand, if we want to really interact with the world, and we want to interact in the ways wherein we are having the things being communicated in our own language, and the person sitting at the other side is able to understand what I want to communicate, now that platform is very good. Now I am speaking in English, and I want to talk with a person of Japanese origin or of Russian origin. Now, the countries, the researchers from these communities do not have much understanding of the English language. They speak in their own languages only. So, how do I communicate with them? Now, that is possible with the help of the Skype. Now, see this video and make out that what the things are going on in this. How lovely it looks then when somebody from a different language sitting at far off place is able to communicate with us. Now this thing is possible with the help of the Skype. We are not looking at the opportunities that is available with the help of the web resources that we want. We just want to have the accounts in these platforms, and as a result of that we are able to communicate with n number of people with the similar interest. So as a result of that we can be able to connect with more number of people in the world which we find that are having the similar interest. We are finding, we are seeing that the people are collaborating. Now how they are collaborating, the researchers in different countries are collaborating. Now they do collaborate on these lines only. And if I talk about the other things that are there, so then another source wherein from where we can have not many inspirational videos, or also we can think about the resources which are coming up or the new practices that are happening in different fields, either of any of the discipline. So those kind of talks are available on the TED Talks. Now, these TED Talks are generally focused upon different subjects, different areas, different people, different perspectives, and the people in those areas, those who are governed with some kind of new practices that they are incorporating in their disciplines, are making themselves, are sharing those things with the world. And as this platform allows us to come to know about the different new things that are coming up in this world. So the web platform of TED is again from where you can download the videos of something coming very beautiful in this world. Now, this is one of the video related to Mac Stone, who is a photographer. So this is the kind of videos that are available. Now when a child sees these kind of videos which are coming up, or the attitude of the persons, or the way the people are working, now that gives inspiration that how we also need to work in those situations. Now another platform which from where we can download the videos related to our field is Vimeo. You can have, you can put in anything on the search button, and you can get lot number of videos that how the same things are being taught, the how the same things are being done in the different parts of the world. The people are uploading the videos about of their daily routines, about the the things they work on, the perspectives with which they think, the perspectives which they want to share. So it help us to use those videos, those resources in our day-to-day routine teaching work, and as a result of that we can make the things more easier for the learners to understand, to also create them into a mindset that this is not the thing that we are talking about, this is not the information that is we are talking about that is being getting bombarded on them, but it's far more better to go into the process that how those things have been created. Yes, knowledge is there, but that knowledge, how that knowledge has been created. And as a learner, as a participant to this knowledge generation activity, how we can also come forward and create something which is unique, which will be there in this world even after we go. Now this is again a kind of video that has been downloaded from Vimeo, and which is related to the field of the grasslands and how the life is looking like there. So this is the again a scenario which is always mesmerizing. Now all these resources we are not looking into, we are not trying to find out, because this is true that when there is a lot of bombardment of the information, to find out the true information the correct information is always difficult. But still, we whatever we are developing, whatever we are doing as a resource into our teaching, that can help us to make the things more easier for us when we are having with the right kind of keywords in order to get the videos of like this. Then the another important source is the YouTube. You are always using. The similar is the TeacherTube, which is again having lot many topics, lot many aspects which we can download and which we can use in our classrooms. So TeacherTube is again another source to go for. Then we have the kind of things that we are doing these days, that we are working on the aspects of getting ourselves certified with lot number of things. We are looking into the situation wherein the skills and the knowledge that we are having will be becoming the outdated after some time. And there are a lot many platforms are there, like Khan Academy. We have the Coursera, we have the Neptal, we have the Swayam. Now there are some of the government organizations, some are not government organization, but yes, now we have the Unacademy. Now all these kind of platforms, they are putting up the certifications for us and or providing the courses for us which we can go through without any fee, and we are downloading the contents and learning at our own pace on those courses. And if we want to get in some kind of certification, so those certifications are also available uh, from those agencies, so that help us to build the new things. Now we as educators had already been working in these areas, but this is also true to be shared with the learners of tomorrow, that it is not like that what they are studying in the classrooms in the schools. We will be shortly coming into the scenario where everything will be free and everything will be going into for a certification at any point of time. We are talking of the time of the things that we are deschooling or we are going for the homeschooling, but there will be a situation wherein the persons are going to get the certificates directly from the online space and they are not going to school. So those kind of situations are also going to come up, and as teacher educators we can also put up some of the courses wherein we can work as uh, a, a, a experts of some things. And again, the resources that are created are again very beautiful on these platforms, which makes the things very interesting, which makes the things useful in the learning aspect. Now see this one simple video on the children learning styles or the children way of doing the things. So this is the kind of platforms that are available which we are not using in our learning, which we are not sharing with others, that these things are also available in one way or the other. Then we have the Google Photos. Now these days we are using it a lot, but we are not using it for something in terms of learning. We click the our cameras on the mobiles, and we always share on photos and get them uploaded on the photos. And there are a lot many things are available on this platform on Google Photos, wherein we can get the materials, the pics, which we can use for free, because there are copyright issues which we need not to break. And if we are good at the Photoshop, we will be able to use different things in order to make the new creations of photos, which we can use in our PowerPoints or in other way to make the things more interesting. YouTube is already there, and we are using a lot YouTube for much of the reason, for entertainment, for listening songs, and for other things. But this platform is again very useful. If you just Google out on the YouTube that I want a video on the learning, I want a video on the job satisfaction, I want a video on trigonometry, you will find lot many things on there. Then we have the Facebook also, wherein we are also looking into lot many things into the scenario. So the way that how things are working in this situation is again very spectacular, that we can use these resources in order to share the things with our community also, and the the learners or students also. Then we have the uh, Adobe Spark, which is again a creation, a creative content is possible to be created by the children here, wherein they will be using the screen of the computer to create the some kind of stories, some kind of images, some animations, or those kind of things they can create and share with other people by creating all these things. So the image kind of this will be easily created by the individuals by just having the things from the different sources and making it a editable kind of a thing. Then we have the another platform which we can use to just remind us. Now we have the Google Keep, we have the Evernote, we have the notepads or sticky pads which we are using. But there is a benefit of using these apps in different ways. Now, Evernote gives us the opportunity to have the reminders, have the things as accounts sharing, or like different things that we can do in terms of that how the things are coming up, either in terms of a note or in terms of of aspects of the some passwords, or we are just making up the notes or a new note or a photo, or anything that you can have that you want to have a keep on yourself. So this is again a tool which is free, and you can use this for making up your own a kind of a safe, wherein you are using lot many things and putting up lot many things, because everything is password generated, so you can have the things. So now the though we want to have the practices on something, we can do it. And but it is always there that if you want to make out some kind of a things, so it is always possible. And you can have these things on very easy basis, some using some Google Classroom to create our own classrooms. We can have the blogs where we can write some things, and the Adobe Sparks to in order to create new stories on with the help of the pictures, with the help of the animations. So these kind of things you can always start with in order to create the new contents for your learners, for yourself, and to make your space onto your things. For Google Classroom, you can use the link as https colon the backslash classroom.google.com, and you can start your class. And that how you can create that is again very easy, that you can have is going to have this kind of your own Google Gmail account is going to be used, wherein you are just going to enter into the Google Classroom, and you are just making up the creation of that this name and section name and all that you can make, and you will be having a kind of a simple classroom which is coming up like this. So with this, I complete my lecture. It is, I would like to say only in the end that everything that we go is either we can work into a way that we are want to be part of the community, but the other way around is also that we can learn and make the difference in the world. So it is the choice that we have to make, that how we can collaborate, how we can critically think, how we can create the new things for the newer world, for making ourselves effective, for making our functional, and for making increasing our proficiency as a teacher and as a learner. So with this, thank you. And this any of the questions from your side. So I am open to that. Over to you, Paramveer sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, Svana ma'am, please proceed further.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Well, we were listening to the eminent speaker of the day, Dr. Vijay Kumar, delineating with the topic web resources for teaching and learning. The 21st century has been rightly termed as the digital era, in which internet is bringing a substantial change in human life. The e-education has certainly ignited the teaching sector also. No doubt, the textbooks are a great source of reliable information and ready-made activities, but the content they provide can be generic and not particularly engaging for the students. Sir has rightly said that by leveraging the instructional potential of web-based resources, we can increase student engagement, expose them to authentic content, and engage them in collaborative activities that may trigger critical thinking and creativity. So thank you very much, sir, for your excellent presentation today. Sir, we look forward to listen to you in the future also. Now I request Dr.
Thank you, ma'am.
Paramveer.
Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you to the principal. Thank you to Dr. Paramveer, Dr. Rajni, and also the whole of the management and the staff of the college. Thank you.
Now I request Dr. Paramveer sir to present the vote of thanks to the resource person of the day.
Thank you. It's my privilege to have been asked to promote a vote of thanks on the occasion of the 1 week faculty development program on 21st century virtual skills in virtual classroom. I, on the behalf of managing committee, faculty, principal ma'am, extend a warm and heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Vijay Chechiji, my teacher, my mentor, for sparing his valuable time to spare your wonderful ideas and explore various topics like Moodle, like Google Classrooms, like blogs, like Skype, like YouTube Teacher, and much more informative. You shared your informative and interactive videos to our audience and tell them that how to use that tools in their classroom and how to make their classroom a virtual classroom and how to make the classroom a effective interaction between the teacher and between the student. So, sir, again, I am very thankful to you for sparing your valuable time and for to share your ideas with our audience. And I also extend my warm vote of thanks to all the audience who spare their valuable time with us and make this session a great success. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Now there will be a group photo. So all are requested to switch on your cameras, please.
Okay, done, ma'am. Done. It's done.
Okay, thank you, sir. Well, we believe that any academic or national event is incomplete without the national anthem of our beloved country. Thus, I request all of you to please join for the national anthem. Dr. Paramveer sir, please play the national anthem.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Just wait, just wait. Just check the audio.
Yes, sir. That is audible.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि गंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जय हे जय
Thanks, everyone. Last but not the least, I would wholeheartedly thank our participants for their patient listening. I also request all of you to join the last session of this faculty program on tomorrow at 11. The topic of the session will be life skills and soft skills for effective classroom interactions. Thanks, everyone. Have a nice day ahead.
Thank you.